Find out what you're really worth. Today on Call for Help.
I hope these people can help me with my computer. A technician will be with you in 4 hours.
4 hours?
You can upgrade for just $5,000.
What?
The Universal Serial Config Board should be set to ID 6.
I need that in plain English. Help!
Leo Laporte at Call for Help. May I help you?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to Call for Help. I'm Leo Laporte. This is the show where we help you with your personal confuser and all your personal technology, help you get the most out of it, figure out how to use it, how to buy it, what not to buy, what not to do, what to do, all that stuff. And I promise you, you give me just a few weeks of your time, you're going to be the kind of person people come to and say, how does that work? You know this stuff, don't you? You're going to say, yeah, I know this stuff. And you know what? You don't even have to give us credit. You don't have to say, oh, yeah, I learned it all on Call for Help. No, no, no. Say, yes, I'm just a genius. I'm just a wizard. My Call for Helpers, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Amber MacArthur.
Hi, Leo.
In green today, and Mr. Andy Walker in red. And I'm in gray.
Hello.
We're looking kind of festive.
What do you got there, Andy?
Yes.
What is that, Andy? You're shooting us with the Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think it's a tape
rock
operator.
Our tape operator today is a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
Who's the tape op today?
Shane.
Shane?
Yeah.
Oh, Shane loves... See, Amber said, oh, that's not good. I'm a Batman
Yeah,
fan.
I like Batman. I'm a big Batman fan.
She was so loyal to Batman, she was like mad that you had Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She and Shane are going to...
But I think she gave me the girl dirty look, like, oh, that's so stupid.
No, it's because I like Batman, honestly.
She named her laptop.
My iMac is called Batman.
Or iMac.
Ask her what she calls her car.
You have a name for your car?
Yeah, Harvey.
Harvey's a good name. What kind of car is it?
It's a Jeep Cherokee Sport.
Oh, definitely a Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey. It's a great name. Oh, I thought you were serious.
Is it an old family name?
No. I've had the car for
Harvey's a good
8 or
name.
9 years, and I'm really attached to it.
People name their devices, their computers, their cars. Do you name your stuff?
Yeah, I
Andy?
call it usually, well, you know, it's usually the stuff that doesn't work, dumbass.
Yeah,
That's just
son of a... Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because, no, I know there's a lot of people name their computers. And it's not just women. It's, men do that, too.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes.
They only name one thing normally.
Yeah, right. We all have a name for that. But that's another matter entirely.
Yeah,
So you name other things? Do you have a name for your refrigerator, your toaster?
No, actually, just my car and my computer, because those are my most valued assets.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And do you get in and you say, hi, Harvey, how you doing?
No, but I'm about to say goodbye to Harvey, so I'm going to well, I have to buy a new car. He's starting to break down.
Oh, and see, that's harder to get, it's the same thing with where I come from, with sheep. If you're going to eat them, you don't like to name them, right? Because you're having Harvey for dinner today, kids.
Yeah.
No.
That's just
that's
no.
not so good.
Wrong. The ones you're taking to auction, you don't give them a
That's
name.
not so
in my
good.
neck of the woods.
Do you have sheep?
We took them to auction.
You did?
Yeah.
And
we had Dolly. And, boy, I can't remember what the other one's name is, but that's okay. It's okay, because she was tasty.
Mutton.
No, we didn't eat it, but somebody else did, I'm sure. Yeah, we auctioned them off after a while. But no, we don't have any animals anymore, except the kids.
Right.
And I did name them, because we plan to keep them.
That's nice of you.
You're not going to auction them off, right?
Not going to eat them.
Not today, Abby and Henry.
Yeah.
So so we have a caller on the line today?
Yes, we do have a caller on the line today. We have Leanne from Ajax, Ontario.
We name our callers, too, because we're not going to auction them off.
No.
Let's say hi to Leanne. I'm going to make the walk here. Say hello to Basil on the way. That means we're going to keep you because we gave you a name, Basil. We're not going to auction you off. Yeah. Hi, Leanne. How are you today?
Hey, Leo. I'm great. How are you?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Excellent.
Oh, there she is. The lovely Leanne. What can I do for you today, Leanne?
Well, Leo, to put in short, you've got something that I want.
You can't have it. I've named it. What do I have that you want, Leanne?
Well, you've got a beautiful little, and it's not actually the icon that I want. I just want the ability to put a really nice icon beside the name of my website.
You want a favicon.
A favicon, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I want.
A favicon. So I'm going to show you on the Call for Help wiki. This is where we enter in our stuff for the show notes and so forth. We have favicons here on the Call for Help wiki. This is the Call for Help logo. So when you the nice thing about favicon, and this Internet Explorer started doing this, but see right over here in the title bar, there's a little icon, and then of course when you put it in the bookmark, the icon is next to it, and when you drag it to the desktop to put the bookmark on the desktop, the icon, the favicon go. Well, I guess it doesn't go with it in that case. It does with Internet Explorer. Let me just try it out here. So you like the Leoville one? Let me go to Leoville, and I'll show everybody the Leoville one. It's a little purple lion. Can you tell that's a lion, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
One of the hard things about favicons is they're 16.
So
yeah, they're 16 by 16. You don't have a lot of options. Now, see, now my favicon is not showing up. That's the other problem with it. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
Well, it works brilliantly in both IE and Firefox, which I use exclusively now thanks to you.
Oh, that's great.
And it's becoming very popular.
Yeah, well, a lot of sites do. If I go to yahoo.com, let's see if Yahoo shows up here in the favicon toolbar. No, it doesn't. You know, I must be having a little trouble with my Internet Explorer. I know it will in the... So, let's see if mine shows up here. So the reason I call it a favicon is it's a favorites icon. And it's something Internet Explorer pioneered, but now Mozilla and every... Yeah, there is mine. There it shows up there. Let's see. We'll show you. You can show you there. So if you see the little purple Leoville lion there, and if I drag that to the toolbar... Purple and gold. It'll show up in the toolbar eventually. So the key on this is you need a 16 by 16 4-bit or 16-color icon. It has to be
tiny?
Yeah, it's tiny. It's very hard to design. And it has to be in the format of... an icon, it's a .ico.
Right.
And you'll make that icon. You could do any icon editor you could do it with. Actually, if you go to favicon.com, they actually have a little online editor that you can use. You'll make a little... here, we're going to beta test their online icon. It's actually Java. Oh, shoot. We don't have Java installed on here, huh? Shoot. Well, I can't show you, but you could do it yourself. Go to favicon.com, and it'll allow you to make it and save it as an ICO file. Then you have to put that favicon, that file, in the root directory of your website. So at the very top level of your website, it has to be there for Internet Explorer to see it. Now, if your blog is not on the top level, then it's a little trickier. Usually then the software has to support favorite favicons to make that work.
Right.
Are you using Blogger, or is it your own website?
Well, there's two, actually. There's a website that my husband and I are running. Do you mind if I give it a plug?
Not at all.
It's kickstartnews.com.
Oh, cool. And what's that all about?
It's software and hardware reviews for computers and...
so you'd like a little Kickstart News icon?
Yeah, well, we want a Kickstart News icon. And I've recently started a blog thanks to Call for Help. Because all that hello and Picasso stuff. And I logged on, and
that's neat.
2.5 seconds I had a blog. So
who's serving your blog? Is it you? Or?
No, actually it's not. It's bloggers serving it.
Right.
So if I wanted to do that for my personal blog, I'd have to move that onto a web... on something that I had more control over.
Well, you know, Blogger might support it. You'd have to just check. Okay. One way to do it would be to move a favicon into your blog folder if you have access to that folder.
Right.
And just see if it works. Blogger might support it. A lot of blog software does. Mine does, Expression Engine. It'll automatically support it. The wiki that we use supports it. Even though that's not in the root directory, it checks for a file, favicon.ico, and then it uses that. Obviously there's some way to tell the browser, use this icon.
Right.
Yeah. But certainly Kickstart News, because you are serving that yourself. You'd be able to do that yourself.
Oh, well, that's great.
The trick is it's hard. You only have 4 colors. You have 16 by 16. That's 16 dots this way, 16 dots that way. And then you have to save it as a .ico file and copy it to the root. And the design is tricky. I mean, I played with that lion design for a long time. If you look at the full-size lion design, it doesn't look like a lion. But that's the thing about icons. You know, you have to... The other problem is when people drag that icon to the desktop, it's supposed to anyway, show up on the desktop as the icon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then when you blow up a 16... I guess probably on this one, because Internet Explorer is not a default browser, it's not showing up that way. But a 16 by 16 icon, when you blow it up to this size, which is 32 by 32, looks terrible. It's all jaggy.
Yeah,
but that's life. Everybody's that way. So Yahoo does it. I mean, in fact, you can see the Yahoo icon right here on the favicon site. It's really cool.
Oh, it's really becoming very popular, and I think it's really slick. And
you should do it. I think everybody should do it. Yeah.
I will. Thanks to you now, I will.
Well, congratulations. So how's Kickstart doing?
It's actually better and better every month. We just got our latest check from Google, and so...
the Google ads really...
All is good.
The Google ads are really a great way to do something, because now you can... If you can get those Google ads on there, you can make some money on it. The next thing to do is, of course, affiliate programs and start selling stuff online and all that stuff. And
we're doing that a little bit too.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, congratulations. Oh, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
Well, great, Leanne. That sounds like you're doing great. It's so nice to talk to you.
Well, Thank you, Leo. And can I just tell you before I go that my husband and I are huge fans of yours. We've been watching you since Tech TV came to Canada.
That's great.
And so thrilled that G4 Tech TV Canada picked you up. And please, whatever you do, don't stop. You really fill a huge niche, and you're really needed, and we love you, so please keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. And,
Thank you,
and don't you love Andy, Monica, and Amber, too?
You know, I'm on one hand, I'm very sorry that Monica's gone. I really hope she does some of that off-site reporting that you guys are talking about.
We're going to have her do that,
And I'm really looking forward to, like, the four of you now sort of becoming a thing. And really excited about Amber. I can't wait to see the shows.
And these are great people. I mean, you know, I've missed Roger and Kat, who were, you know, in San Francisco with us. But I tell you, I feel like we have the greatest team here. We have so much fun doing the show.
Well, you know, you guys, you gel so well
you're so
that it is such a joy to watch.
Oh, I love it.
And we're all falling in love with Basil, too.
Basil has a fan club going on. He's the star of the show. Hey, thank you, Leanne.
Thank you, Leo.
Take care.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, we're so glad to be here. And I'll tell you what, I'll keep doing this show as long as anybody will put it on the air, believe me, because I do know it fills a need. You know, it's fun to do, of course. I love doing it, but it also helps people, and that's important. Hey, coming up, has your browser been hijacked? And he's been covering spyware, and he's going to show you the tricks to getting your browser back. When Call for Help continues. Stay right here. Welcome back to Call for Help. Andy's been kind of giving us a primer in browser hijacking and spyware. Browser hijacking is about the hardest kind of spyware to get rid of. It's when a program, without your permission or knowledge, installs itself on your system in such a way that it changes your homepage. You can't change it back. It sometimes puts nasty links in your favorites menu, sometimes does other stuff. And these browser hijackers really seem to burrow deep into your system. How do you get rid of them? It's really a problem.
Well, first you have to get over being mad.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, it's so annoying. Now, this is where spyware goes into the next realm, where I really think it's a virus. It's a nasty. In fact, many antivirus programs are now detecting it and removing it. Problem is, it's hard to remove because these things are so nasty. They change their name every time they install. They use random names. They really do their best to keep Spybot and these other programs from
it has little tentacles and it goes deep inside your system. So I'm going to hijack this as this is a very advanced tip. So
hijack this.
So it's a freeware download that you can get, and it basically looks at your browser at IE and looks for all the strange entries that has been added to IE. So let's have a look.
If you find this overwhelming, and many of you will, you know, this is the kind of program that they'll use at the shop when you bring your computer in. If you say, you know, you bring it in and you say, get rid of this browser hijacker, this is what they're going to do. I think you could do this, frankly. The program's free, you download it and then run it.
And basically, you're going to push just the scan button, and it's going to
look at all that stuff.
Kind of show you everything that's been sort of dumped into the machine.
You know, most of that's normal.
Legitimate stuff, bad stuff. Okay. Where you want to really focus your attention is under the R1 and R0 listings.
Okay, these are the run once.
Well, actually, I think R0 is a default IE setting that has been changed, and R1 is something that's been added to IE. So, so you'll typically find hijacks listed as under R1 or R0. And then if you look at the O2s, that's the other important place to look. The O2s are actually the browser helper objects. Okay. So
those are normally benign programs that are installed to help browser do things like display PDF files, toolbars.
So, I mean, you know, in this particular case, there is a lot of fairly normal-looking things in there.
This is a Dell PC, so Dell's involved in there. We can see that we've changed the start page to our own page. That's normal.
SD, there's a search and destroy spybot helper. Okay. But let me just minimize this because I actually have a log file that we ran on an infected machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it generates. Now, sometimes you'll go to a website and ask for help with a browser hijacker, and they'll say, get hijack this and upload your log to us so we can see what's going on. And then that way, they can help you. So you may be able to get help from an expert if you've got the log.
A lot of people will post these logs onto
you'll see them all the time.
My forum, your forum, that sort of thing, for help. But in this particular case, you know, let's scroll down to the R's, and
there we go. A web find. That's not right.
A web find. That's a scary one.
Yep.
And
teenbiz.com.
That looks kind of scary too. And so once you find these, what I do right away is you're actually going to invoke a Windows utility called msconfig.
So Hijack This will not remove these. It just tells you what's there?
Well, it'll help you. It'll help you disable. But
okay.
Let's go to msconfig first, and we'll look at what loads, because typically what happens is the browser hijack will load when the Windows starts up. So we want to disable that first. We're going to click on Start and Run, and we're going to type msconfig here.
That's the Microsoft System Configuration Utility.
That's right. And then we're going to go to the Startup tab. And you're going to see everything that loads up on startup right away. And in fact, what you'll do is you'll go through here and actually see something similar to what you saw perhaps in that Hijack This log.
Right.
And what you want to do is uncheck the ones that you don't want. Now
that's the trick, is knowing what you don't want.
Right, and that's the hard part. That's why often people will post their logs.
Right.
And then you're going to apply that, and in fact, if you uncheck the wrong one, it actually won't hurt too badly.
In most cases, the system works fine. It's just some functionality that you expect, like the antivirus, is no longer running.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then run Hijack This again after you've done that and restarted, and
then see what the results are.
And you're going to check the ones that are suspicious, and you're going to run fix checked.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you've stopped it, rebooted, but now you're removing it.
Removing it.
You don't want to remove it while it's running because it won't be able to do it.
No.
Okay.
And then you're going to restart the machine. You're going to go and you're going to first you go to IE and you're going to change your home page.
Okay.
Because obviously it's been changed by the hijack.
Right.
And then you're going to go into your system registry and you're going to look for the evil registry item that's actually listed under MS.
So you do have to do this a little bit by hand.
See, so it's a very advanced thing.
Right.
I did put detailed notes, thanks to a guy called Rob Topner, in our show notes, because you really have to follow step by step.
Right.
And then you can have to go digging for the executable files as well.
And get them off the system.
So basically remove the source of the infection completely. So it is a fairly advanced tip, but with some patience, or if you can find somebody who's a little more savvy about Hijack This, you can defeat the hijack once and for all.
Isn't this appalling that we even have to think about this or do this? It just really makes me crazy.
It really is.
But this is a very important tool, and sometimes the only way you can remove a browser hijacker object, or BHO, that's what they call them, from your system. It's kind of good to know how to do it. You know, you can do it. It's not that hard. And you'll feel great when you're done, because you'll say, I beat him.
Hooray, hooray. Yeah.
Hooray. For detailed steps, as Andy mentioned, on how to use Hijack This and how to fix your system, callforhelptv.com. Check the show notes for today's show. Now, before we go to commercial, let's test your technology. It's today's quiz question. What is QuickTime? Is it a high-speed chat system, a maximized CPU speed, a video compression format, or rap music played really fast? Get to the website, give us the answer. We'll talk about it in just a little bit. Oh, hi, welcome back to Call for Help. I think it's time for another call, don't you think? Amber might have another one for us. Amber, what do you got?
We have Trevor from Pugwash, Nova Scotia.
Trevor from Pugwash. Hello, Trevor. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm very well. What can I do for you today?
I've been using my laptop with XP for a while, and I've been using DVD shrink and decryptor to store some... Sorry?
I love that. Great program.
That's great. I've been putting some DVDs on my computer so I can save some battery life and just take some DVDs with me where I go. But I recently switched over to Linux, and I was wondering if there's a program like that for Linux.
You know, there isn't, as far as I know, a DVD shrink. What DVD shrink does is it removes menus and so forth to make the DVD fit onto one DVD. Are you talking about burning it or just leaving it on your hard drive?
Yeah, I'm just leaving it on my hard drive and watching it later.
And so you can watch it. So what you don't really need shrink so much as you need a program that will allow you to copy the DVD to the hard drive. And then you can use any DVD player, and there are a bunch of them for Linux, MPlayer and Ogle, and there are a bunch of different choices to play it back. The key is getting the copy protection disabled. Now, ironically, the original DCSS, the program that removed the CSS, the copy protection from a DVD, was written for Linux by DVD John. He wanted to watch DVDs on Linux, and you couldn't because there was no authorized DVD player. The movie companies hadn't authorized a DVD player for Linux, only Windows and Mac. So he wrote DCSS to bypass the copy protection so that somebody could write a DVD player for Linux. He got a little trouble for it, went to court, and they ended up, I think it was in Norway, throwing out the case. So he's fine. However, the program that he wrote is really being utilized more effectively on Windows, I guess because that's where all the money is, than it is on Linux. You can absolutely do this, but you kind of have to cobble some stuff together. I'm going to send you to this page. This is the link is on the show notes. It's dvd.chevelles230.com. But it talks about how to burn a DVD, but he also makes a program called DVD Backup, and that's what you want. In fact, let me go to the DVD Backup page directly. This is the analog of the DVD Backup program that you see on the PC, DVD Decryptor. And what it does is it removes copy protection, and it copies the DVD to the hard drive, so that once the files are on the hard drive, it's ripping the DVD, basically. Once the files are on the hard drive, the entire DVD structure will be on there, and then you can use MPlayer or any other player to play it back, just as you would a DVD on a disc itself. In other words, there's no simple. It's so much easier on Windows and Mac because you just run the program, it copies the files over, and that's it. You have to download. Are you fairly comfortable with Linux?
Starting to get a little bit.
You have to download this DVD Backup, and you're going to download it as source, okay? And then, you know, it's literally C source. You're going to need this library, so you'll be downloading that. I mean, I'll tell you, this library comes with Ogle, which is you might as well download this as long as you're on the page. This is a DVD player that allows you to play back DVDs. MPlayer is another choice. And then you have to run the console, and you have to, you know, compile. You have to make it. You have to build DVD Backup, and in order to do that, you have to know what the GCC commands are and so forth. Believe me, it's not an easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And I don't even have GCC on here, so I'd have to go back and install that. And that's often what happens with installing programs on Linux. You could see here, I was putting MPlayer on here, and it said, well, wait a minute, before you install MPlayer, you need this libxv, you need the lib3lame, MP3lame, you need the libtermcap. In order to install these are all what they call dependencies. So what ends up happening when you install programs on Linux, it's not like installing them on Windows. You'll end up getting this message. So now what I'll have to do is go out on the net, and I'll have to download this libxv library. I'll have to put it in the right place, which means I'll have to carefully read the install pages. I have links to the how-tos and stuff on the page, by the way, on our show notes. And then put that in the right place. Then I have to get this other library, get all these libraries on here, make sure the libraries are linked properly so that the program could see them. Then I install the program. In this case, the program's not too hard to install. I got a binary so I can use RPM, which is the Red Hat package manager. And I just do -UVH and then the name of the MPlayer file I'm going to install. It really is more complicated than it ought to be, isn't it? That's because, and this is why I would say Linux is not yet ready for the desktop. We're running SUSE Linux here, which is about as, I mean, if I show you the rest of the screen, you're going to say, wow, this looks just like Windows. Look at this. I mean, it's beautiful. I've got a start menu. I have all this stuff. And yeah, it's easy until you want to do something like you're saying.
Yeah.
Start playing back DVDs, and then all of a sudden you get sucked into the mire. But that's part of, in my opinion, at least today, that's part of Linux, is learning how operating systems work under the hood. Once you learn that, it kind of makes sense to you. You can do it very quickly. This is stuff Windows hides from you, but it's still stuff Windows has to do too. It just hides it from you. Linux doesn't hide it from you. It lets you know. So I put links to DVD Backup, which is one program you need. That'll rip the DVD, copy it onto the hard drive, and then you can use a number of different DVD players. MPlayer is a good one. That's probably my favorite. In fact, Marcel Gagné, I think, showed us MPlayer a few weeks ago. A very nice application. You'll need to also download the MPEG-2 decoder to use MPlayer with a DVD. Yeah, Andy?
Being a Mac enthusiast, what about on the Mac side of things?
Well, that's not a big problem. There's a program called DVD Backup that will do the ripping for you, and then Apple supplies a DVD player with all Macintoshes. Unlike Windows, Apple actually comes with a DVD player, and that'll run the file. So I actually, before I go on the airplane, I'll take my movies, like this fabulous Canadian Bacon. I'll be watching on the airplane home, and what I'll do is I'll actually, instead of carrying the DVD with me, I'll actually use DVD Backup to put it on the Mac hard drive, and then I watch it because I have a big enough hard drive to put 3 or 4 movies on there.
It's a piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Oh, good.
You don't have to think about it.
Good.
You do, unfortunately, nor do you have to think about it on Windows, as you were pointing out. It's easy to do on Windows. Use DVD shrink and DVD decryptor. Boom, it's done. On Linux, it's a little more complicated, even though this stuff was all written for Linux originally. I think the point is really the people who use Linux are geeks, and they kind of expect you to be able to do this stuff.
Well, that's why I don't buy the Linux is ready for your grandma.
It's not ready for your... Well, not if grandma wants to rip DVDs anyway. No. if all grandma wants to do is word processing, it's fine, or browsing, it's fine. I mean, and you know, most of these come with... You can see the SUSE comes with a bunch of tools, including DVD burning tools and so forth. But it's never going to come with the DVD decrypting software because that's a little bit shady. You know, there you're taking stuff off of a DVD against the will of the Motion Picture Association. All right? Yeah, thank you for the call. I wish I had a better, slicker answer. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if 3 months from now somebody's come up with a program to do it. It's not a hard thing to do. Somebody just has to cobble it together. If you need to get up at a different time every day, your computer can help you wake up to your favorite music. Set your alarm days in advance. Amber's here to tell us about today's free file when we continue. Oh, is it time? Now? Oh, we get to see Basil again. My baby Basil. Whoa. Hey, how are you, Amber?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, no.
You were going to do it now.
Yeah, we're going to do it now.
Now, Monica showed a MP3 alarm clock.
Yeah, she did talking alarm clock.
Talking alarm clocks,
which I think you can. Yeah, this is a little bit different, and this is great actually for college students who are back to school.
College alarm clock.
Yeah, this is a college alarm clock, and this was written by a student. His name's Vinod, and he wrote it, as you can see on the site. He wrote it because he was tired of oversleeping past quizzes and labs and being late to class. So he wrote this, you know, in honor of all those other students out there who have to wake up at a certain time every day, or, as we'll see, who don't want to wake up on a certain day and just let their alarm clock
you can tell it which days
yeah,
not
you can tell. You can skip days. So this is just a little bit different.
So this is for if you had your college schedule, you'd enter your schedule in and you'd get up at the right time every day.
Yeah, and the neat thing about this is that you can actually set it to wake you up to certain music.
There's nothing better than waking up to your own song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can have a CD in there, your favorite CD, or you can make it wake you up to something that you have within iTunes or media players. So we're going to just do a little test here. This is the little application. It's really easy to use.
I love that.
So you can skip a day. So if you don't want to go to school that day, you just check
I don't go to school on Sunday. No.
Yeah, exactly. So you could skip Sunday.
That's for church, okay. But that's later.
That's later.
So you can have an alarm for each day.
You can have an alarm for each day. And
different songs for each day, too,
you can do different songs. So today we'll set it up to wake us up to a good Bare Naked Ladies song.
All right.
Lovers in a Dangerous Time.
We love them. I love them.
They're really great. I love them, too.
They're a good wake-up band.
Yeah, they're very mellow.
High energy.
Yeah.
I like them, yeah.
Yeah, good
she
Canadian.
says mellow, you say high energy.
Yeah.
This shows you the difference.
Well, you kind of wake up slowly, you know. They get more energetic as it goes along.
She listens to AC/DC. They're mellow compared to them.
Metallica,
baby.
So we'll just do a little test here. So we've set it to wake us up right now. This will work.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I use my iPod as an alarm because it has a built-in alarm setting. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah, so we've set it to wake us up right now.
Oh, so it's playing through Windows Media Player.
Yeah, so it opens up Windows Media Player.
So you get a beautiful visualization as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So it will wake us up to this song every day, or we can switch up the song and get it to wake us to something else.
I like the idea that you can have a different one for each day, because I don't always, Sundays I wake up later, obviously, than I do on Mondays.
And it's neat. On Fridays you can have a really fun song to wake up to. On Mondays maybe
just another manic Monday.
Exactly.
Wish it was Sunday.
And for the Mac, iAlarm is another free file that's really, really good.
Very good. Our free file of the day. For more information about College Alarm Clock and all our free files, visit callforhelptv.com.
Yep.
More of your calls coming up. Stay right here. That's how I wake up. My kids go, ah! Welcome back to Call for Help. Hey, what are you looking at? Come on back over here. We're going to take another call. Amber, I hear a squeak out of you.
I
hear a squeak over it. We should just beep that whenever you want our attention.
We have Mark from Lyndhurst, Ontario on the line.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm absolutely perfect. You, Leo?
I couldn't be better myself.
Well, fantastic. It's great to have you back on the air.
I love being here, I'll tell you.
My son and I have watched you from way back in your ZDTV days, and It's just fantastic to have you back, and you've been a great influence in his life. And
oh, that's nice. How old is your son?
He's 19. He just finished computer game design school.
That's
great. And he's working for a small company out in the East Coast, BackCAD Animation.
That's great. So he's going to be a computer game designer, huh?
Yeah, and as a parent, I just want to thank you for being a positive influence on him. And
that's great.
This is a great opportunity to be able to say it to you.
Well, as a parent, I thank you, and I appreciate that, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So, in fact, one of the reasons I'm so committed to this show is because I feel like this is the kind of thing that should be on TV, as opposed to a lot of the things that are on TV. So I'm glad. What's your son's name?
Andrew.
That's great. Congratulations, Andrew, and good luck in your career. Well, what can I do for you, Mark?
Well, I am a Mac user, and recently I've acquired a couple of small businesses, and I need to be able to do payroll and accounting on my Mac. And I found myself in the bad spot the other day in Future Shop.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at a PC and wanting to buy one and going back to the dark side.
Don't go over the dark side yet, Mark.
I don't want to go.
I have to say that's one of the compelling reasons to get a PC. For some reason, business software is not as well represented on the Mac side. And I think that's just because business perceives PCs as being more business-like, I guess. People think of Macs as more artistic, and I don't think that's true. In fact, with OS X, with Unix under the hood, nothing could be better suited, frankly, for doing serious business applications, I think, than a Macintosh. As it turns out, I did a quick look around, and there are a number of good payroll solutions. A few companies have decided to stay in the Mac business. These are all OS X compatible, so you're using the latest operating system?
Yep.
Okay. These are OS X. This is one called Checkmark Software. They're at checkmark.com. They make an OS X as well as a Windows version of their software. There's also Turtle Creek Software, which makes a program called Golden Seal. This is also this is actually a fairly heavy-duty payroll program, multi-user payroll program. But if you had a bigger business, this might be a good solution for you. But have you looked at QuickBooks? Because QuickBooks actually does have payroll in it. Do you use QuickBooks?
Mac?
Yeah, on Mac. Do you use QuickBooks for your business at all?
I've used it before.
Yeah.
Of it.
Intuit was considering abandoning the Mac market with Quicken, or actually with QuickBooks, I think it was, but they decided to come back, and they still make it. In fact, I use QuickBooks all the time, and they do, in fact, have a payroll module that comes with it. It's from a company called Trix. There's a program called Top Pay 14, which is actually a very good payroll program, and they say here, included with every copy of QuickBooks 6 for the Mac.
The question is Canada compatible?
It is, in fact. I checked. In fact, all three that I showed you do both U.S. and Canadian payroll.
Good.
You're right. A very good question. And I was surprised, frankly, but they all do Canadian. I don't know about other nations, but they certainly do U.S. and Canada as well. So they'll do all the Canadian tax issues and things like that, the withholding and everything you need to do.
Wow, great.
So
well,
I think if you have a small business, QuickBooks is probably something you should have, whether you're on Windows or Mac. I got it because my accountant said, you're doing business, you got to have QuickBooks, and I use it for invoicing. I don't have a payroll because it's just me, but this will do everything you need. It does everything, including deductions, employer-paid deductions, sick time, holiday time, all of that stuff.
Well, fantastic.
All right.
Thank you very much, and have a good time in the Great White North.
I am having a blast, but they are, they're giving me, like I said, they're giving me some instructions, including this Canadian bacon movie. So I'm slowly learning, the ins and outs. I'll be saying and a boot and all that stuff. You know what they made me watch? They made me watch those wonderful Molson ads that say, "I am Canadian," and that, Leo Laporte. That's a Canadian name. My family came from Quebec. Some generations ago, so I'm just coming back home.
So you're wearing your Superman Canada pants?
That's right. Well, I'll tell you about that later. Thanks for the call, Mark. It's great to talk to you. More of your calls in a few minutes. Stay right here. This is a funny movie.
Isn't it great? John Candy, God rest his soul.
Alan Alda's in this.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
He's a big fan.
We should have him on sometime.
Well, I will. I told him anytime he comes to Toronto.
Oh,
He's got to come in. Yeah. Now let's take another call. And Amber, who do we have here?
We have Dave from Findlay, Ohio.
All right. Let's say hi to Dave. Hello, David.
Hello, Leo. Great to be
show.
talking with you.
It's great to have you on. What can I do for you today?
Well, I'm a very fortunate man in that I've been able to purchase my retirement home in Crossville, Tennessee.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And that's about 450 miles away from where I live.
Okay.
And that's why I'm calling you.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to take my extra computer, which I have, an older computer.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to take it down there and hook it up some way, rig it, so that I could dial in from Findlay, Ohio, and see if I need my grass mowed down there or if there's any pipes broken.
So you want a security, it's almost a security cam system.
Yes.
Yeah, but that one that you could dial into.
Yes, it would be nice if I could dial into it. As you can imagine, I'm having an extra house payment now, so I'd really not have another ISP provider.
Right.
So just dialing in would be better.
You want to call it directly. Yeah, because there are programs and cameras that will upload to the net, and you can actually go to a website and see what's going on. But you just want to do it when you want to check it. This is actually, believe it or not, the fastest growing area right now in electronics is home security. Surprise, surprise. And in this case, I think what you probably want, and I don't normally send people to this site, but for people, if price is an issue, X10 makes a very good and inexpensive camera set, 3 or 4 cameras that'll hook up to your computer and allow you to allow you to use the computer to monitor it. Now, this is just the first part of our solution, but at least it's going to see there you go. You can mount these cameras. All 3 of them can be hooked up to the same computer. And then the next question is, well, how do we get to the computer? And that you're going to have to put probably, I would think, some remote access software on the computer. Now, first thing to do is to set the computer up so that it will wake up when the phone rings. Or it'll reboot when the power goes out. Does the power go out every once in a while in that area?
Yes, I understand. I was concerned about that.
Yeah. Well, that's it's easy enough if it's a fairly late model computer. I mean, within the last 5 years, you go into the system BIOS. When you start up the machine, you tap delete or escape, depending on the system, one of those special keys, F3, sometimes F1, to get into the setup, right? And you'll look at the boot options, and one of the things that you'll be able to set in there is wake on ring, which is, I'll tell you why you want that in a second, and then automatically reboot. That's also a Windows setting, but automatically reboot if the power goes out, come back up and boot up. And then in the automatic, and then in the Windows, you're going to have to say, and when you reboot, here's what I want you to do. I want you to launch the X10 software so we can monitor the cameras. And I'm going to recommend a program called PC Anywhere from Symantec.
Oh, that's so wonderful, Leo, because actually, I even have a copy of that already.
Oh, you're in luck. Now, the reason I recommend this is because it allows you to dial in. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll run PC Anywhere down there in Tennessee, and you'll set it up so that when it runs, it awaits a call. Now, that's why I said your computer should wake up on the ring. You could actually have the computer shut down automatically so it's not running all the time. And then when you call into it, it boots up. And you'll call in once just to get it booted up, and you'll wait a few minutes while it boots up, and then you call back again, and PC Anywhere next time will answer the phone.
Oh, I see.
And you'll be using, now, what happens when PC Anywhere answers, you'll enter your password so that only you can be doing this, and then you'll see actually your regular desktop. You'll see your computer, and then you'll be running the X10 application, and you'll be able to actually look at that computer screen and see the various cameras.
Okay, that really sounds great.
Yeah, and I think all of that, especially since you already have PC Anywhere, all of that should cost you well under $200. The X10 cameras are fairly inexpensive. Look at the security cameras on x10.com. Those are very inexpensive, and they hook up, some of them hook up to a VCR or TV, some of them hook up to a PC. Make sure you get the ones that hook up to a PC, and then PC Anywhere.
Hey, thanks, Leo. Boy, we miss you here in Ohio, but it sure is nice to know we can still call for help.
You can, and we're working on getting down to Ohio and all over the world. That's my plan.
Okay.
For global domination. I thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Andy, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I got a call from a PR person the other day from a company called Persis Wireless, and they're launching a cam that actually will broadcast to your cell phone. So you put it in your home.
Oh, that's cool.
And then your cell phone, you can actually dial up that server with an IP address. Now, it's not going to help this gentleman because, of course, dial-up won't work. You need broadband.
Right.
But I thought it was interesting, the idea that, you know, you get a security camera in your home and look at it if you have a, you know, a color cell phone and that sort of thing.
There really is actually, because this is such a fast-growing area and so many people are buying it, Nokia, for instance, just announced that they're going to make a camera that has a cell phone built into it and uses MMS. So if you could get one of these cameras, they're not out yet, mount it, it will actually email you pictures from the camera using the MMS built into the cell phone technology in the camera. So the camera can be mounted here. It'll be just like one of those camera cell phones, except it automatically takes pictures and mails them back to home. So you're going to see a lot of different ways to skin this cat. This is a very popular area. Hey, we're going to take a break. Before we do, I want to give you one more chance to take our daily quiz question. We're asking, what is QuickTime? A high-speed chat system, maximized CPU speed, a video compression format and program, or rap music played really fast? We got the QuickTime. We'll be back with the answer right after this. Stay tuned. Before the break, we asked you what QuickTime is. Of course, it's Apple's video player program, but it's also the video compression technology, video play technology used on Mac OS X. It's really, QuickTime is a lot of things.
A lot, yeah.
And it isn't really a compression. It's not a codec exactly. It's something that's used to play back, any more than Windows Media Player is a codec, but it plays back a variety of different compression. Yeah. Ever watch people's faces when they withdraw money from the ATM?
Just crunch it up and throw it.
The jaws drop in your eyes, pop. Your balance shouldn't always be a surprise.
Yep.
Shouldn't be in shock when you look at your balance. Amber's going to show us how we can use a free program to tell us what we're worth.
What we're worth. Actually, so we're going to go to the iVillage site, which is a site mainly for women, and they have this toolkit to calculate your cash flow. Men can, but I just thought I'd bring it up the women angle because women actually control 80% of the money in the house.
Oh, that's a good point.
In the home, so it's good for them to know exactly how much money is left over.
iVillage is a really nice site.
It's a really nice site. Okay, so we're just going to put in salary here.
I am going to use this.
This is really cool, actually, in 2 minutes, but you know you have to be prepared for what it says at the end. So you have your salary, all your pay, your rent, all your bills.
So this will tell you what everything that you spend.
Exactly. So let's just go through and say.
This is really a cash flow calculator.
It is, to find out how much cash you have left at the end of the day. So I'm going to say movies. Let's say we spend, you know, $50 a month.
Be honest.
Be honest. Clothes. Oh, this is going to hurt.
How much do you spend?
Oh,
I don't know. Tell the truth.
$300.
You lie.
100. Newspapers and magazines. Maybe 60.
She told me this morning she was a real clothes whore.
Yeah, because the new H&M is opening up here. I'm very excited.
Yeah, you're going to have to double that.
I know.
That's good. That's good.
Miscellaneous. Let's just say $100.
Okay.
So I think everything was, you know, fairly honest. Let's see.
You might put more in other things. We have to get it just right. So then you press the calculate button.
Calculate your cash flow.
Okay.
So it'll come up at the bottom. I have $460 left to play with.
Great.
$460. So this is a really neat tool to go to and just be honest about how much money you have left at the end of the day.
It also reminds you what things to think about if you forget a category.
And where you're spending too much money. And if you have $460 left, you should think about investing that. So it's a great quick tool to be honest with, you know, how much is actually in the bank at the end of the month.
You've got more tools to help us with that?
Yeah, we're going to do more budgeting, online budgeting, because it's a really important area, and lots of people bank online and budget.
The phone ringing. We have somebody.
Yes, actually, we have another caller. We have Rick from Oshawa, Ontario.
Hello, Rick from Oshawa, Ontario. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. What can I help you with?
Well, I just had a quick question about personal document management.
Yes.
Well, document management for personal operating systems, I guess.
Okay.
A lot of project management work. And just like any other PM, I guess, you end up with hundreds, if not thousands, of documents and no real quick way to reference them.
Right.
And most of the tools I've tried so far pretty much want to import the documents that you have into a large database. So kind of hoping to find something that just had virtual pointers to a file that you could, you know, just have a pointer for the file and kind of input comments.
I have something that actually is mind-blowing, and I think it's one of the most useful programs I have ever used. It's not free, unfortunately. You can try it free for, I think, 15 days, something like that. It's called X1. And what X1 does, it actually it indexes everything on your hard drive, your email, your documents, your contacts, everything. And it is the fastest searching program ever. So if I'm looking, what's nice about this, you don't have to do a lot of organization. You don't have to do any organization. You don't have to do folders or anything. It'll search into Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint. It actually can read 255 common file formats, but more than that, it can display them too. So if I get all my Excel spreadsheets, I can actually that's a bad file, so I won't open that one. But I actually can display the spreadsheet here on the right without opening Excel. So this is kind of the perfect solution for me, because I am not organized. I cannot put, same thing with my email. If I'm looking for email, I can enter from Andy and get all of Andy. See how fast that did that? All of Andy's emails. But I can also enter in a content of the email. So if I'm looking for something about that Mom sent me, I can do a search, and there I find the one email that has the word Mom in it that fast. And I'm actually looking at the email. It'll do that for every file on your hard drive. It keeps it all indexed. I've never seen anything so fast. The downside, it's $100. But I'll tell you what, use it for, use the free one, x1.com. I think it's going to blow your mind. Once I started using this, I literally am dependent on it at this point. It changes how you use your computer because it can find anything on there.
Wow. Right.
Highly recommend this. And you don't have to, I no longer do folders and files and all that sorting and all that stuff.
Does it do a big indexing when you first install it?
It's very surprisingly quick, and it's always keeping it indexed in the background. And you can change all those settings. All of that's in the options. So you don't have to, you can say how often you should index it. I'm having it index my files every hour, but you could say every day. You could say never. You could do it right now. Watch, it's going to index my files. It does it very, very quickly. It does it all in the background. It's quite an amazing program.
Can you actually create virtual folders if you wanted to, though, or?
No, it's not. It doesn't do that. But you don't need to.
Right,
in effect, you are. There's a virtual folder by just writing the name of the project. I'll see everything that's in the project. That's it.
Excellent.
It's a good program. I highly recommend it, Rick. Give it a try.
Terrific. Thanks very much.
Hey, we got to run, but thanks for the call. I'm Leo Laporte. We're going to have a final word and tell you how to be on the show right after this. The online contest continues on our website, callforhelptv.com. Some great prizes there. We're going to give away some of my books and a lot more. Great. So visit the website, callforhelptv.com, to win great stuff. And visit it also if you want to be on the show. Just click the link that says, I got a question, and fill out that form. Or you can always email us. We love the email. Now, have you got hooked up for the email yet, Amber?
Yep, it's Amber at callforhelptv.com.
Good.
Yeah, I'm getting some emails, so it's great. Some people sending in websites to get reviewed, so that's helpful as well.
Yeah, because that's one of the things you're going to be doing.
Yeah, we're going to start to do some of those. I'm going to start to actually get people's websites and do some segments and review them and tell them how they can make them better.
That's an area of expertise. Amber does that for some big companies, including that one up in or down in Washington State.
Or out in Mississauga.
In Mississauga for the local folks. And Andy at callforhelptv.com.
Andy for callforhelptv.com. Yeah, let's tell them a secret about how to really get on the show easily. If you have a webcam.
Oh, we love the net cams. We like to see you.
Yeah, that's great.
And please send us pictures too, so we can put them up on our wall as soon as we get that done. Callforhelptv.com is the website. Hey, remember, if you've got a problem with your personal confuser, don't whine, don't moan, don't yell. Just call for Amber.
Great. Right? Now we'll get lots of emails.
We'll see you later. Have a great day.
There are over 50 million people on the web, and they're not all nice.